Hooray! We are coming live now! Welcome back, everybody! It's been a whole whopping 2 weeks. I've got a puppy here. 1 second, I'm going to give him some pets. But welcome back to Anarions Rest, our bi-weekly D&D 5e homebrew campaign with lovely, lovely players, and me as your DM. Now, if this is your first time tuning in, my name is Graham, or Graham Crackers, and this is my channel. Here at Graham Crackers Twitch TV, I was going to say exclusive, but then I was like, that doesn't make sense. But we are all about making memories with friends, whether those are through MMORPGs, video games, or TTRPGs. We are all about having a good time and, just putting on a show for all of you to enjoy. And I am joined by some fantastic friends this week, as I always am. While they need no introduction, as they are fantastic and their fame spreads throughout the land, I'm going to ask them to say 3 things, just in case you needed a reminder. Who they are, who they're playing, and you know what I'm going to do? Usually I ask them for some random tidbit that they have to think about. Today, I'd like them to describe what their character looks like for the audience. And, usually I'd tee it off for someone, but I think they know what the order is.
We do?
I was hoping.
Oh, wait, I just volunteered. Nuts.
All right, I will volunteer
okay.
to go first. So hi everybody, it's me, Kari. I play Karis, the Tiefling Wizard in this lovely campaign. And what is Karis wearing today? Glad you asked. I don't believe she's changed from earlier. But her hair is still pretty wild. Curly and dark, but they've donned a beard, a trim, very triangular beard, matching color to their natural hair, along with a curling mustache. They wear a red beanie in their hair, decorated with bats. They're also wearing a bubble sort of dress, sweatshirt, robe. It's very much a sack-looking thing with one of those sort of lace bibs across it. And it is also red and decorated with many bats with a big, big red brooch at the center. Their little shoes that they wear, along with leggings decorated with spider webs, also have little bats with little rubies at the center instead of bows on her little clogs. And of course, Magoobliet has his own red sweater decorated with bats.
You know what? How about you popcorn it to someone? Because
I will popcorn to Bob.
Okay. Hi, I'm Bob. Today I'm playing Belda Stonesong, Dwarven Bard. Stuck at home right now. What does Beldis look like? That's a question I have to remind myself. Anyway, Beldis's hair, fairly long, and his beard as well, with 2 little goatees stripping off it. All sun-bleached hair are color gone, basically grayish. At this moment, Beldis is almost wearing clean clothes, or kind of clean. He is back home. He was at least conscious enough to not be wearing this traveling outfit that has been, defiled. But it's a fairly simple outfit. In his backpack, however, is the rhinestone-encrusted, smoke-emitting cape and Elvis-like New York, we're talking like Las Vegas Fat Elvis-style jumpsuit. Absolutely perfect. Sitting in the backpack, waiting for the right moment to come out when I have lost all sense of respect for how I look. And with that, I'm going to popcorn down to Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm playing Maggie, the Furbolg Druid, and Maggie is about 7 feet tall and currently cramped into a dwarf house and looking rather awkward for it. Long, very unruly curly black hair, light gray fur throughout her body and a pink nose, and wears like prairie style clothes, like high neck all the way down to her sleeves, floral yellow, with like a bit of like a apron around the waist. And she has a bee that's about fist size, currently sort of hiding under her hair, and like sort of like dark, like looks like an ember in a fire. Yeah, I think with a perpetual expression of sorry on her face. Oh, Golinath.
What's up? What's up, everyone? I am the artist formerly known as Confounded. I am playing Golinath Laranonal, your resident rogue elf. And Golinath has kind of longish blonde hair, yellow eyes, pale pink skin, lean build, much like you would expect a rogue or someone slinky to look like, with a pretty common yet round, attractive face. And they enjoy long moonlit walks down city streets late at night, early in the morning, dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight, and salads undressed. The salads, well, in themselves, sometimes, depending on the company. And over to Rue.
How does one follow that up? I am Adam, Adamus Lamas everywhere. I'm playing Rue, your halfling cleric. Rue, dark skin, dark hair. I want to say probably is dressed a little bit like Rosie the Riveter, but has like a leather apron which serves as their armor, and a large tattoo on one arm, the flexing arm of a bowl of ramen spilling out. Yeah, I don't remember what else I was supposed to say. I was supposed to say.
That was it. You did perfectly. All right. Every week, chat, I give my players at the table a chance to get a free 1d6 to use after the result of a roll of their choice. If they choose to do the recap. However, if they do not do the recap, I get to do the recap and get the d6 for something. Whether it's nefarious or whether it's benevolent, no one can really truly know. But tonight, Adventurers, is one of you doing the recap, or am I?
Now, we've seen your dice rolls. We pity you. You need this.
All right.
Oh,
Oh,
shots
don't say
fired.
that. Oh no,
boy.
That's
no,
fine.
no.
The kitty gloves were coming off this episode anyways.
Tempting fate.
What was that? People were like, don't kill my family NPCs because I put them in my backstory. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know what? Let's get some music while I handle this. These strong emotions. This kind of seems like last episode. As last episode, our companions in the Crystal Cavern separated, having discovered that the dwarves of the Crystal Caverns, who have faced this terrible tragedy of turning into stone over centuries and centuries, are not truly dead. Beldis summoned a dream spell to enter into the mind of a statue of a professor that he had never spoken to and never met from centuries ago. In that dream, some secrets were revealed and some mysteries were laid out. Beldis was thrust out of this vision and escorted with his good friend. I need to turn this volume down. It is loud. I forgot. Escorted with his good friend Maggie to his parents' house, who he had not seen in near 20 years. The emotions were high as the two of them hugged, cried, and made tea, and met new friends. Meanwhile, gotta have music change for this, because... Meanwhile, Rue and Golaneth, under the disguise of a married couple, snuck into the Wainwrights' outpost. Pretending to be a wealthy couple, intending to shift and sell goods across in the Crimson Havens and the desolation of Zal Akir, they contracted with the Wainwrights to negotiate and went into a private room. Once in the private room, things started to get heated, with questioning of all the information they had discovered involving Nightwalkers, deceased families, scrying on individuals by unknown parties. Where it left off, Rue had drawn a cleaver and had started advancing after summoning spirit guardians in this small room with a silent spell cast on the door. Meanwhile, where we are going to pick up tonight, Karis. Where do we find you?
So, when we decided to split up, Karis had taken it upon herself to go find the elder they had just spoken to, let's say, reveal the new information they had been graced with. That revelation may or may not involve some strong words with said elder, but that is their mission. So they scurry back into the temple, the halls, the college yard that she seemed to enter before when they visited, retracing her steps that away to look for the very old dwarf.
All right. You begin to retrace your steps looking for Elsgrid Waldfury, the older dwarf of the Crystal Caverns in the Hall of Echoes. Give me a survival check, if you will, to just... You've only been here once.
We shall see. What's my survival? Not as bad as it could be. All right, that is a 15.
15. All right. You quickly and easily find your way back to where you had last met Elsgrid, the older dwarf with the stone leg. You pass through the first room, the long hallway, into that large, expanded courtyard, through the waterfall, which is kind of quickly, hoisted up by a stick by a dwarf acolyte, and you head towards the small cloister chapel, which was the last place you had met Elsgrid. Your feet... How fast are you moving, by the way? Is this hurried? Is this...
So that, I guess, quick clip that people like the Doctor from Doctor Who sort of have when they're going somewhere. So it's very much a quick power walk with a little bit maybe of a hop, jump, skip kind of steps in between if it warrants it. But a very swift, purposeful, ground-eating sort of walk.
Okay.
Her shoes click, clack, click, clack, click, clack with each step.
Yeah.
In the classic way of girls' school shoes.
And I think that has resonated in the Hall of Echoes with just the cavernous makeup, where each one is kind of rebounding off the various walls. You make your way to the door shut, and looking through the kind of window that looked over that kind of fireplace and that entryway, there doesn't seem to be a light on.
Is there a door, or am I solely at a window?
Yeah, so the door's shut, but the light seems to be out, at least in that front room.
Okay. I'm gonna peek in and see if I can see anything, since I have dark vision.
Roll me a perception check.
That is a 15 again.
15. There does seem to be movement in the back rooms. It's hard to make out who's in the back rooms. It could be Acolytes, it could be Elsgrid, it could be Gunder.
I'm going to swiftly rap at the door. Knock, knock, knock. And then just sort of wait.
You wait a moment, and about 15 seconds pass, and the door kind of is opened inward. A dwarf you have not seen yet opens. They are dressed in acolyte robes. They have a staff, but on their staff is like this metal ring that has like studs that kind of come out. It looks like it has been reinforced for combat rather than for just walking. Is there something I can help you with?
I'm looking for the elder. Deep apologies. The name has slipped my mind, but we just spoke just earlier. My companions and I, Beldis Song, and us, we had gone to the Hall of Echoes to observe those there, and we have discovered additional information about your condition. It is critical I speak to your elder quickly.
You see their eyes kind of flick to the left, flick to the right, then settle back on you. Well, up at you, because they are a dwarf. He's not in the building, I can tell you that much. I think he went to go join Gunder, to look at something, what was it? But he's not here, I don't have the...
Would you be able to give me directions to where they went?
I mean, I could, but you aren't gonna get in. I don't have a set of keys. I'm kind of a low man on the totem pole. I don't...
Don't worry about that. I can always knock politely, as I have done with you, and you were very obliging. I have no intent to go trespassing where I'm not really supposed to, but if I get closer to them, then perhaps I can catch them on their way out. Because it is pretty critical I speak to them quickly.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Nice. Okay. That is 18 plus 2. That's going to be a 21.
21. All right, that will do it. The dwarf kind of looks at you, and I think it may be the way that you're speaking or, the level of severity of your words, but he offers a quick nod and, taps his staff on the ground at the base of the door maybe 1, 2, 3 times. Then he takes a step out and shuts the door. He does have a ring of keys, and he locks it up behind him and kind of puts it back on his belt. All right, we'll make it quick. Follow me. I think I remember where it is. I haven't been there a lot. Don't have keys to it, but follow me. And he takes you off around the chapel itself to a section of the wall that is very much in appearance as a wall. And he puts his hands on the wall itself of stone and starts feeling around. There are some rivulets in the stone, probably from water and condensation dripping down over time, and he gets his fingers behind one of these natural rivulets, and you hear a click.
I note that particular one. I am watching this.
And he turns back to you, and this section of maybe 7 feet by 8 feet of the stone wall begins to move out. You can see that there are hinges that have been kind of carved and sheared into the stone behind. And there are torches that line this hallway. It is a much thinner hallway than the door suggests. And he starts walking in, then he looks back at you about 10 feet in and goes, pretend you didn't see that. probably should have not shown.
You what?
Oh,
Coming.
all right, and he begins to hurriedly send you along your way with him.
How tall is this tunnel? Because Karis is like 5 feet.
The
She's not
tunnel
that tall.
itself is about 5 feet.
So I am skimming
Yeah.
the top of my head here. So she's gonna like duck her head a little bit as she's going through.
And he leads you out. It does open up towards the end, and there is this carved out, almost a half sphere. The floor seems to flatten out, and then about 30 feet into this wide spherical room that's like a dome, carved in the middle is almost a lake. And I use the word lake very relative because there are very few lakes in caves. But this seems to be a part of the river that you had seen in the city, and it kind of leaves as a reservoir, and in the center of it is this simple ferry boat with a lantern that seems to be docked at this little makeshift island, and in the center of that island is this structure. It is almost like a gatehouse, but it is heavily reinforced. You see there are guards posted. Do you have any detect magic or anything on? I feel like you might have cast it last episode, but I think it's only 10 minutes or something like that. You're muted.
I do have it. I do have the slots to cast it. So
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you would like for that to be up, feel free.
we'll do
Um,
that.
So this place lights up with magic. There are wards on the structure. You can see like incandescent lines of arcane energy forming this synergy of various wards taking and powering each other through different styles of magic. There are dwarven runes, elvish runes. There are even, Assyrian Empire runes that you recognize of various spells, like against scrying, against protection, against certain types of dispelling. The gate glows golden with abjuration. It has been reinforced not only by magic to be stronger, but also just far more resistant. You get the feeling it's probably not the same material it used to be at this point. But underneath it, I don't think detect magic sees through surfaces, if I recall.
Let me look real quick.
I think it's at 6
Uh,
feet or something.
Yeah, it's like if it's
For the
bigger
duration,
than,
you
like,
said
10
the
feet.
presence of magic 30 feet, within 30 feet of you. You can see a faint aura. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but it is blocked by 1 foot of stone, an inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. So I only see 8 foot into the ground.
Yeah, so you see a foot in and nothing else. You don't see past the walls and the gate.
Yeah.
But he looks at you. They're in there. Like I said, I'll, on top of not having keys, I don't have a boat. So, I guess you could wait on the dock, or,
Yes, perfect. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it.
Alright, well, do I leave her here? Do I not leave her here? Oh, that's a tough question.
She just sort of looks innocent. She just stands there like she's preparing to wait, yes, at that dock. Very well. Very good. Start
Alright,
rocking.
I'll be back. Don't do anything. I feel like if I say don't do anything, you're gonna do something. So instead, I'm going to say...
I'll be fine. I'll just wait right here. They're gonna have to come this way, right?
I mean, I think so. I'm not aware that there are other exits. Like I said, I haven't been in there. So,
Don't
who
worry.
knows? Well, nice knowing... Oh, no, let's dial that back. Nice meeting you. I'll be back to check on you in like 5 minutes to make sure you haven't done anything terrible. I'll go back. Bye. It's been really nice.
Bye.
And he
All
sets
right.
back down off.
Is there a gate blocking me from that dock?
No,
In
you
any-
can, so like you can walk down to the dock. You just have a set of water separating you
From that gate.
yeah, and whatever
How
may be in the
far
water.
is
I don't
it?
know. It is about 25 feet of water ish.
You love to see it. And on the other side of that water, is there a dock and then a gate?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to Misty Step across the water.
All right. Roll
And I
me-
do this only once he is like completely out of sight, and it's like, yeah, bye, bye, and then it's just whoop.
All right. Roll me a d20 if you will.
Or
Or else.
I'd say 15 on a d20.
All right. And that was a 15.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
Ooh, fun.
All right. As you cast your spell, you feel the wards themselves begin to pull at your own arcane energy, pulling off of the spell and absorbing a portion. And you turn into this dust, or not dust, but this mist, kind of bursting forward and sending forward 30 feet, right? Towards the other dock. As you do this, there are pink and purple butterflies and flower petals that kind of cascade behind you.
Cool. Ooh, that's neat. From what I saw of the patterns of wards, can I discern what may have happened here? What the
Roll me,
reaction the spell had?
roll me an Arcana check.
Cool, cool. 2. Alright, so it's 14 plus 9. 23.
23. I'll give you a few options of what could happen here. First thought, wards either have to be cast daily or renewed or have some sort of permanence. It is entirely possible that someone has modified a ward spell to be permanent by taking some of the latent magical energy just in the world, or by absorbing a portion of spellcasters in the vicinity to renew all the wards at once collectively, rather than having each individual ward cast. This also could be a portion of Anarion that is more magical or more tied to the very weave of magic in general. It is very difficult to say. But in your experiences, the most common place that something like this would happen naturally would be in the Drelwyn Forest way up north.
Spot of wild magic. We love to see it. So she's there on the other dock with some fun, I guess, butterflies and petals fading behind her, presumably, as they fall into
Only a
the water.
perception check.
I don't know,
As
sure.
you see these butterflies and petals kind of...
Oh, wow. Okay. 19 plus 2 is 21.
21. So all of these petals and butterflies, their pink and purple forms kind of flow into the water, and they get about maybe a foot in before they kind of like dissipate like glass hitting a floor. But as they do, there are small sparks of light, and you see a dark silhouette that is moving underneath the water.
Dun-dun.
I do the very classic, like, peers over. Carefully, but definitely. Like,
Is there a way to carefully peer over?
Yeah, it's where
Yeah.
you're very careful about your center of gravity being fully on the one side as you lean down to look.
Okay. How close to the water are you going to get?
So she's on the dock.
Yep.
Probably about a foot back from the edge of the dock,
Okay.
sort of looking. Little
Okay.
rubber neck in action.
So with the butterflies and the petals kind of having vanished, it's a little bit more difficult with no source of light to kind of illuminate into the water itself. But you do see these subtle movements of about 15 feet moving, and like the ripples of the water on the surface and like the occasional bubble.
Like, this is so cool. Anyway, and she'll spin, sort of like, wow, that was cool, on a heel, and she will approach the gates. These are the
Alright.
fun golden gates, right?
Yes, these are the fun golden gates. Let's change the music. This is too magical to have that music.
These gates she's going to stand probably a more significant distance back from, considering the wards that she had seen on them. A nice non-threatening, like, 6 feet or more back.
Okay.
Not immediately approaching.
Yeah. So you kind of stand before these gates. They are about 12 feet tall, about 16 feet wide, golden. The very lattice work of woodwork is elaborately carved. There are tracings of runes carved into the wood. From what you can see, and what you and Golanath and your party have come to know, the wood itself is made out of ironwood, which is from Teldwinon. The metal is made from the dwarves, maybe not from the Crystal Caverns, but it is dwarven in make. It is old. It is very, very old. But outside of that, the hinges of the gate and the kind of holds that you would use to open or shut them are made by humans. They are these silver eagle that kind of have the jaw opened, and you kind of have to reach in between the jaw to open to reach the handle. And for a moment, there's nothing but silence, and maybe like the echoes of the pattering of the dwarf.
Hmm. 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 Can I recall what sort of defenses were on the gates?
You could cast a identify spell and touch the gates, and that will tell you all spells that are affecting it, I believe.
Could. That would involve touching the gates.
Yes, it would.
You know what? I'm going to be standing here for probably in excess of 10 minutes anyway, and it is a 10-minute ritual, and I'm curious. So you know what? Yeah, we'll go study the gate. Why not? What
Okay.
else is she going to do here? She's probably not going to get through those gates. She's pretty sure she doesn't have anything to get through them. And Misty stepping beyond them seems like a poor choice with the level of magic involved. So, yeah, she's gonna touch it.
Okay.
Touch the
10
gate.
minutes begin, and we are going to pick up with Rue and Golanath. Let's get some...
If you say battle music,
Battle music? What? I'm hurt. I'm injured even. But not as injured as you may be. Rue, your cleaver comes out. The wisps of your guardians extending 30 feet into the room, pushing... pushing... Where are my names? My names are over here. Pushing Garrett and Donrilla backwards. Donrilla's hands, as just to recap for all our party, was reaching nervously into her pocket where she seemed to be pulling out a wand. The tensions in the room are heavy as you antagonistically approach. And
She's opening a letter in front of him.
whoa, you already opened the letter and you let them read it. And in a moment, as soon as your foot hits the table, you feel the air in the room chill. And faster than most living beings could be, the dwarf kicks the foot of the table where you are getting on, trying to cause you to lose balance. As you do that, he goes, "Well, I guess that decides negotiations. I didn't much want to tell you anything anyways." And he is going to try and cast a spell.
Counter spell. I don't have counter spell.
Oh, poor you. High or low?
I mean, Rue's a halfling, so let's go low.
Alright, low it is. Okay. Well, that's quite unlucky for you. Alright. He pulls his hands back, and the gloves that he was wearing on his hands, those fancy, silken gloves, are beginning to burn. But they are not burning with a heat. They are burning with almost like a rot. As he looks to the elf. "Don't get involved if you know what's good for you." And he begins to cast a spell you do not understand, but the words that leave his lips are dark, foreboding. They are in this heavy laden tongue of and this red ring begins to form, and in a second, as I pull up the details of the spell, a little ball of red appears behind you, in between you and Golanath. And it begins to expand, rippling out in a 60-foot radius. I need you and Golanath to make a Constitution saving throw.
No! Question.
Yes.
Since this creature started its turn in the Spirit Guardians, can they take damage as well?
Yeah, do they have to make a save for it?
Yes, it is a 16 Wisdom.
Sure, let me roll that for him. A 19 plus 1.
Alright, well, they save, but they're still gonna take a little halfy.
Okay.
That is 3d8. Do I have 3d8 here? Tell me what? I don't. Mother effer.
Ooh, thank you, Elle, for the inspiration. How very generous.
It's a 11 and a half, so 5, I guess.
Alright, 5, and the type of damage?
Necrotic.
Alright, so 2. We'll round it to 3.
Oh, okay, interesting. Sorry, what was the save that we needed to make?
You need to make me a Constitution saving throw, you and Golanath. And any living creature that is on your persons.
Rolled a 7 and 2.
All right, would
a
you like to
hologram
use...
from Resident Evil. We're all going to die down here.
Are we at disadvantage?
Nope. You are not at disadvantage, but you may roll a inspiration or use a crit if you would so like to choose.
No, I'll just take my 10.
Okay. You are
What was the
going to
damage? 10?
No, I have not rolled the damage yet. I wanted
Oh.
to know how much to roll because it's a lot of d8s.
Oh. Oh dear.
All right, let's see. 6, 12, 14, 17, 19, 22, 23, 28. You take 28 necrotic damage as this ring of red necrotic energy erupts. And let me just do a quick measurement. I don't think it hits them. Actually, it does hit them. He has to make one as well, and so does Unreal. Alright. She takes half. And he fails, but he takes half regardless. So this energy does not spare him or his companion behind the desk. It kind of erupts through the room. The books on the shelves that were to your left immediately rot. And all living, or seemingly once living, furniture in the room begins to kind of decay rapidly, as if the life has been kind of ripped from them. And that leads us to Rue. You are up. What would you like to do?
As Rue is on the table, I think they're about 15 feet away. They're gonna go ahead and they're still. Imagine like this is all bullet time, and they're running with their hatchet in hand, and then the tentacles / ramen noodles fly out of their tattoo and just shoot straight at this dwarf and try to not strangle but coil and grasp them. And they must succeed on a DC 14 strength save.
DC 14 strength save. All right, let's see what they roll. That is a 13 minus 1 for 12.
They are grappled, and they're going to take 3d6 force damage. Will grappling give Khan or Galanith sneak attack or advantage? Or do I have to get within 5
I don't
feet of them?
think grapple gives advantage. I think it just keeps them from moving. I think it is restrained that would give advantage on the hit.
Well, Rue is gonna get on in there then. Grapple and move within 5 feet, I suppose.
All right. I've moved you, I think, right at him?
That is 14 force damage.
14 force damage.
From the tennies.
All right.
I think that. Do I have any bonus actions? She's just gonna say, "Hey, Khan, how you doing over there?"
Ooh!
God damn it, Galanith, how you doing?
I've been better.
All right. Donrilla, for her part, pulls out the wand. It is this white wand with kind of this sapphire-like unicorn eye on the tip of it. That's kind of surrounded by this like white wood that makes up the structure of her wand. She looks at her companion, the dwarf, and she kind of grabs over her heart, and you see like she was already fairly pale, but you see her skin is lighter and she is kind of gasping for breath, and she looks at the two of you and she looks at the dwarf. What have you done? and she is going to erupt into leaves as these, almost like leaves picked up by a winter's breeze. She kind of transforms and is carried ephemerally 30 feet away, where she gets closer to the door, to the stairs where, or not the stairs, but the door where Galanath and all of you stood. And she looks at the two of you and looks at him. You need to get out of here if you're going to live. And then she's going to drop concentration on the silence spell. And she waves her wand and points it at her companion. And 3 missiles of arcane energy launch out of the core of her wand, striking him for 12 damage. And he kind of staggers after the first hit, sliding back a few inches, your tether kind of pulling the ramen noodles that have kind of grappled him. And then he just stands firm and kind of buckles down. And underneath every mark and missile that has struck him, you see scalds, and like where you would see bruising, you just see the vestments he was wearing fall off of him, and you see this black ichor-like blood begin to just drip onto the floor. Golnath, you are up.
Cool. Cool. I love it. All right. I don't remember how to use Roll20. Man.
Me neither.
All right. I am going to not draw a shape. Going to slide over to this corner. I am going to ready my bow. And then I am going to fire an arrow directly at this of a biscuit.
All right.
And I believe I do get a sneak attack on that, right?
You do.
I do. Let's see. Hit. +6. Don't fail me, dice. Don't fail me. Okay, that's 11 on the die, +6 for a 17.
That will just barely hit.
Let's go! All right, so I need 6d6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Sorry. Oh god, that's a lot of dice. Oh, I've got a problem. Like seriously.
Is that problem not having enough dice? Because I understand.
No, I've got too many. Like this whole drawer, dice. Oh boy, that's a couple of 6s in there. All right, so that's 12, 14, 16, 26.
26 damage. Describe where your arrow hits.
Directly in the black ichor that had previously started leaking from the 3, I'm assuming, magic missiles.
Yeah. Your
I don't
arrow
know if
sinks.
Galanath has that knowledge or not.
I mean, it's a level 1 spell. I would say most adventurers probably understand it is a form of magic missile. Your arrow sinks in and burrows almost to the fletching of your arrow as it sinks into this dwarf's chest. And you would hear gurgling that you definitely punctured a lung clean through. But the dwarf just smiles at you and looks down at the arrow and throws it to the ground. That wasn't very nice, now was it?
Bonus action, hide.
Alright, roll me that stealth check at disadvantage.
Oh man.
Just dive under the table.
Oh, okay. So I got a natural 20, and then I've got a 15. Plus, where's my stealth? Wait, that's a regular roll because I have advantage on stealth, right? Okay, well, either way, it's a 25.
Yeah,
even
so it would be a
with
flat roll.
disadvantage.
Yes, no, you're right. Yeah, it would be a flat roll, so your first roll, the nat 20 would
Okay, do you want me to re-roll?
No. I'll go with the nat 20. It was your first dice rolled.
Sweet. All right, so that's 30. 20 on the die plus 10.
All right. Describe how you're hiding, I guess, is my next question. Is it under the desk or using the desk to kind of not let them see which
right,
direction
so-
you're going?
I'm assuming from the graphic that the desk kind of has a ledge
Yeah.
under it, and then also, well, on my next, I was gonna, yeah, no, I'm just gonna tell you I'm hiding. All right, so I'm kind of back against the desk on this side, chair on the left, alleyway or a path on the right, back against under the ledge. So it's just kind of my legs out, but I've got one leg behind me so I can look around that side of the desk and then rotate and look. I'm hoping that there's a ledge under the desk so I can see his feet as well.
Okay. You can definitely see his feet.
Okay. That is how I am hiding.
All right. Which brings us to your favorite, the one and only dwarf. And they look at Donrilla. I've thought better of you. Getting in the way of business. Getting in the way of what's truly important. I do regret you couldn't join us. Oh well, you'll just have to die. And Rue, they are currently grappled by you.
Yes.
The glove on their right hand has almost entirely disintegrated. Their fingernails are blackened and curling. You can see the very skin on their hand is beginning to peel and turn into this ichor-like substance, and they are going to attempt to grab you.
But can they take damage from Spirit Guardian first?
They may. How much damage are they taking?
So is it every turn they start? They have to do a Wisdom save. 16.
For Spirit Guardians?
Yes.
Let's see. Let's consult the good old. Affected speed is halved. When the creature enters the area for the first time or starts its turn, it must. Yeah, so they would still make a saving throw every time.
Okay. I think there was 16 Wisdom.
They do save.
Okay, it's still gonna take half of not a great roll. 11 again. What?
All right, half of 11, which is
D&D Beyond.
6. Let's do 5. All right, and they are going to attempt to grab you with that hand. They are grappled, so I think that they have disadvantage. But I'm gonna double check.
Not like this. Not like this.
Yeah, right. Not like this.
Not like this. Grapple. I think their speed becomes 0. Okay, there are no disadvantage when making attacks. All right. Good to know. And they are going to attempt to hit you. And you know what? I'm going to use my chat inspiration that Elle gave me to make this at advantage.
Oh!
Ooh.
What happened to you never know? I might use things for good.
I didn't use my 1d6. But that's because I
Yet.
couldn't roll higher than a nat 20 on this roll. All right. Oh boy, this is going to be some dice. Rue, they reach for, you know what? Roll me a d100 actually. And I'll let you pick whether lows or highs. If I roll after you roll, where would you like them to try and grab you? Versus where are they going to try and grab you? Because
Why is that a question?
they're reaching for your face.
Ooh, I mean, Rue wants to be choked, obviously.
Oh!
And I guess they're going to grab her face. I don't know.
All right. So I mean, would you be trying to get it? Would you be trying to have them like grab your throat with this magical hand, or?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that is 66. You know, I'm not gonna roll 66. We're just.
Do I
gonna
need
let-
to already roll my D100 or
Yes.
wait,
Roll your
already made it.
D100 now.
It was 94.
94. Okay. Okay. Rue, their hand curls around your throat as you are able to jerk at the last second. As you see their hand reach, like their palm an inch away from your nose, as you feel your very life force being pulled out of you. And at the last second, you jerk back using the grapple of your ramen, the stretchiness to kind of like lean away, and they grab right below your collarbone at the base of your throat. You take 22 necrotic damage. And as they grab you there, their nails begin to dig in. And you see that leaking wound of the arrow of... Sorry, I lied. That damage is doubled because it was a nat 20. 44 necrotic damage.
Goodbye, Rue.
Cool.
And you see the arrow head pop out, pushed as their wounds begin to heal. And they are going to regain half the damage they dealt in HP. And that's it for their turn. The rest of their turn is them just laughing. As Rue, are you still standing?
Rue is alive!
All right. Rue, it is now your turn.
Well, shit. Rue is going to cast some sort of healing on themselves. Cure wounds at level 4. To get 21 back. All right, that's fun. And then, oh, can I do this? Wait, no, I can't do that. Or can I? Yeah, fuck it, we're gonna do it. Let's have some fun here.
Yeah. Rue's gonna use Quicken Spell to go ahead and quicken Toll the Dead and cast that on that fucker. So they need a Wisdom saving throw of 16. They, I think, fail. Yeah, they fail. With a 12 plus 2.
Get him with that cowbell.
Got a fever. Need more cowbell.
You're muted, Adam.
Oh, sorry. So you guys missed a whole tirade of me second guessing myself. So they just took 22 told the dead damage, which is
Necrotic damage, I
is that?
think.
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right. You
You
hear?
half? Oh.
Yeah. Sure does hurt. You hate to see it. You hate to see it, folks.
And then they're slow. She's gonna move. I think 15 feet away.
Okay.
Is all.
He's gonna make an attack of opportunity.
Can you do attack of opportunities if you are?
If you are grappled, yes, you can.
Come on! What is grapple even worth? What are you?
Nothing.
You keep them in one
Nothing.
spot. That is the only thing that is
That's really
benefit.
it's
It is restrain, but the
Wait.
poor man's version.
Hey, you gave me sneak attack. We got 26 damage, so it wasn't. It was a good move.
On the bright side, they've already cast a spell this turn, so they're just gonna try and punch you. 'Cause that's all they've got. Does a 14 hit you?
No,
No,
I'm
it
just
doesn't.
kidding. Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So they swing the hand down that had just grabbed your chest, and it just smashes into the desk itself, tearing a part of it. Which brings us to Donrilla. How bad are both of you looking at this point? And you moved 15 feet back? Was that, you know?
Yeah, 15. That'll take me just at the edge of the grapple.
All right, so there is something she can do. She looks to the two of you. I think we need to run, and those frozen leaves that kind of hovered in the air that she Misty stepped with, she kind of spreads her hands, and they kind of rush forward towards the dwarf and towards the table, getting just past you, and then expanding as a wall of ice erupts between you and the dwarf. And then she turns tail and runs. She goes 30 feet towards the door. She's out. It is a 60-foot, 10-foot thick wall. So it is about this. I don't know if you can see it. It goes to about the edge of the rug. About like right here. And she just starts booking it. That's her turn. Goldeneth, it is your turn.
I would like to cast a message.
All right, casting message. On a individual you can see.
On cars.
Message. Is it message or sending?
Message.
Let's see. What's the range on it? It is 120 feet.
Ah, son of a bitch! All right, and you said, let me back up then. Wall of ice went from here to here.
Yeah. And it's about 10 feet thick, so it's like that.
I can't hold my movement, only actions, right?
Yeah. You could move and then hold an action if you wanted.
Then I am going to... Yeah, I'm going... Shit. No, I'm not going to go shit. Can't be the first one to leave. Yeah, no, I'm going to, come over here. Yep, right here. I'm just going to move right over here. Going Rue's side. And then I'm going to hold my action, ready my bow, and the dwarf comes around either side of the wall of ice. I'm going to release the bow.
Okay. Noted.
And if you'll allow, I'm just going to tell Rue, get out.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly
Okay,
fine.
that's what I do then.
All right. Which brings us to the dwarf. Let's see. Does he have the movement speed? He does not. So he gets to about the edge. He is not crested. He has range, so he's gonna fire a spell, I think. Which I think he is over 60 feet away. Yeah, he's 65 feet away. Wow, lucky him. So he points at the elf as she is not facing him, running towards the door. Traitor, it doesn't matter where you run. Our eyes will find you.
Can we hear that?
Yes. And he is going to cast a spell, and in the light of this frozen wall, you see this green ray that kind of lights up for a second.
Counterspell. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I think only one person in this room has counterspell, and they're not within 60 feet. And you see this green arrow fly across the room, and at the last second, it's like hovering right behind the elf's back, and she turns and whiffs her wand, and it kind of throws the blast into the side of the doorway, smearing it with poison. A 7 was not going to hit. Bring us to Rue.
Alright, that's a 70. It's gonna take me like 3 turns to run out of this room. At my walking speed, or at least 2 turns.
He has to make a saving throw, I believe, right? On his turn?
Is he still in?
Well, he started his turn in there.
Yeah, that's true.
16, which will save, I
That
think.
matches, yeah.
Yeah, but
so just
he takes half regardless. I don't think he takes half, then half. Half of half.
Half a half. It's 3d8. Oop, hold on. Pretty good roll. Hold on, what was it? It's 22.
All right, so 11 damage.
Do I have a crit lying around somewhere? I have an inspiration. I'm gonna, yeah, we're gonna burn the inspiration, and I'm gonna hit them with a guiding bolt.
All right, you will probably have to move. Let's see, yeah, so you will have to move up to get an angle about 15 feet to your right because the wall does extend out.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll move a little bit. I'm gonna go like this.
Okay.
Diagonal out.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's gonna do it, but it's 19 plus 8, 27, and then I'm gonna see if I can get a nat 20. Did not. So 27 to hit.
Let's see. Let me look at his spells real quick.
Don't you do it. Wait, Con, weren't you holding? Did they run out?
They did not run out.
Yeah, the trigger was if I saw them.
Yeah, lucky for you, he does not have counterspell prepared.
Okay. Cool. So that is 7d6. I have 4 in my hand. Oh, I have 5 in my hand. Hold on.
I'm not tense. You're tense.
20, 25.
Radiant
what kind
damage.
of damage is that?
It's radiant.
Yeah, 25 radiant damage.
All right. He is struck with this radiant bolt of energy, striking him in the chest. You see it lick and eat greedily at him as these white flames kind of leap off from where he is struck. He takes a step back, and you hear an audible grunt of pain or of anger. It's hard to tell. He is still standing, but the part of its rib cage where you have struck, the skin and the garments he was wearing fall away, and you just see that ichor and rib cage. Let's see. That bring anything else? Do you have a bonus action you would like to use?
Nothing I can really use. Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Let's.
well, actually, no. We're gonna do steps of the night, and Rue is now floating. Yeah.
All right.
She says, "Who taught you how to choke, fucker?"
Oof. I don't even have a comeback for that. All right. Donrilla does not have anything viable. She is going to head the 30 feet to the door. And does she have it prepared? I don't think she does. She might have one spell that might help. Nope, she doesn't. Oop. Oh. She kicks open the door, and she is 100-something feet away from us, dude, I think. 90 feet. And she's going to just look at the two of you. Get out now! I don't know what he is.
But you worked with him.
Do you know every little thing about everyone you work with? No,
It's
shut
fucking
up and
middle
get
management.
outside! And she is going to take the dash action, and she's going to leave. She is going to take the additional 25 feet and leave out into the main office. You hear screams of, like, what's going on? And somebody call a god! And you also hear that same laughter from one of the dwarves that have been around the counter.
Oh no.
And now we're gonna go to take a break, and we'll be back in 10. And we'll see what's gonna happen then.
Oh,
There's no windows in this room, right?
No, there are not.
there's no breaks in combat.
There's 0 windows, and you
There's
guys
0 windows
think
and
we-
1 door.
one
Almost
door
like I
that she's
planned
taking open
this.
is like we could leave.
All right, so we will be back in 10 minutes, everybody.
Rue
Get
has
some water.
25 feet of movement.
That's 50 for
Everyone
dash.
else.
You had a free turn to dash. But, all right, guys, we will see you in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. I'm sure there will be more mischief to be had and more spells that I can use.
The suspense is literally killing me.
Hello, everybody. We're back. Even under 10 minutes, I believe. So, let's get right back into it. No, this is a little too ominous. I don't like that. I thought that
It's
was
fine.
a
Everything
little
is
bit nicer
fine.
than it was. With this. Yeah, I'm feeling this. Beldis, Maggie. Beldis, after a long several minutes of hugging your dad, was where we left off with you. With Maggie in the kitchen with your mother, talking of bees and honey in faraway places, and the warmth and sweetness that family can provide.
Wait, I have to do my tea prop here.
Maggie, the not hovel. The homestead is a little cramped, but you're able to find a nice little seat that you can kind of perch up on at the extended island in the kitchen. You're handed a fresh dwarf-sized mug from Beldis's mother. As she's opening the cupboard, you can see like I would say like a clay mug that says "World's Best Dad" written in Dwarvish.
Does it look like Beldis's handwriting?
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
And she is quickly going about preparing some food. She's like setting out some cheeses, some bread, some crackers, the like. As she every time she like moves from one pantry to the next to grab something and seemingly forgets something, she issues like a small curse in Dwarvish and then like scurries to a different side of the kitchen. I'm sorry. Is there anything you need? I should have been.
Oh no, I'm fine. You don't need to do anything for me. I just, if I can put some honey out for you if you want some honey, and I've got like, I can pretty much reach across your kitchen. So if you forget something, you just let me know and I'll just pull it out from here. But if you, not that your kitchen's small, I mean it's normal size for a dwarf. I don't mean it's like a bad small. I just say because anyway. If you have a thing for honey, I'll put it in that.
Darling, it's perfectly fine. I get it. We're not like those rocks in the road down the way, the old stick in the muds that are going to, get upset about things. Like,
oh yeah.
okay.
I thought you meant a literal rock in the. Okay, no, that's hey, you said that you're gonna like the honey, and it goes really well with that cheese that you just brought out. Some of that bread, if you're okay with sharing.
Oh no, that's perfectly fine. So, how did you and Beldis meet?
Oh, we were on the same caravan. Oh. Yes, and then there was a lot of fighting, which is kind of a bonding activity when you really think about it. So, yeah, we were on the same caravan and helped them survive together.
Beldis was fighting?
Well, yeah, Beldis is a great fighter.
When Beldis was growing up, you could not get him to confront anyone, always using words, always, trying to make friends. We used to get worried about him,
Because he tried to make friends?
No, that's fine. Everyone wants friends, but most dwarven boys at their age come home with a few knocked out teeth after hitting the pub or a few black eyes. He just came home covered in dust and dirt.
Well, something put fight in him, but in a good way. I think, look, he's very well respected amongst the people he travels with, and I think he has the gentlest soul of all of us. But when he has to protect what he cares about, yeah, he has fight in him. He has fight.
Well, that makes me proud. You know, a lot of folks out there and in here, you know, spend their time fighting when there ain't not needing to be a reason to.
Yeah, I know some people like that. I who go off a little bit too easy.
My opinion, you know, as long as you're fighting for a good reason, then you better have a good reason to fight.
Yeah, and I've never seen him fight for anything other than a good reason. Like I said, he's got a gentle soul. You taught him to be the right kind of person.
Yeah. Well, this tea won't make itself. 1 second. And she turns and starts setting the kettle to a boil. Beldis, in the other room. Your dad releases the hug. So,
Yep.
Where you been, I guess. That's a question.
Where haven't? Across the plains, across the ways. I've been jumping on caravans, not bugging, and just going. There was some time I didn't even know exactly where I was headed. Just kind of was just taking the ride, going to see different places, and it was. Somebody once called it a walkabout. I don't know. That was a weird name, but they were an interesting person. Had a real thick accent, somewhere from far down south. But I saw what was out there. Met people, talked, told stories. Time flew.
Well, what was out there? More than in here, I suppose.
Oh, there was so much. There is so much, and at the same time, there's a lot of empty space. As much as there is tight groups, it's to get a little preachy on it. It was weird. It was the stories of creation, and as they've been seen, I saw the raw materials that the great smith above would take and form the land. I've seen the jagged, rugged ugliness that a sculptor would chip away from to reveal the inner beauty. And just the pure colors from the painter as the suns would set is just, it's hard to explain. It's so, oh my Lord, there's so much.
So, what do stars look like? Are they like diamonds in the walls?
Diamonds in the walls don't do stars justice. The sparkles are similar, but the diamond is there, and you can grab it, you can touch it, you can do whatever you want with it later on. The star is beyond whatever we could get. And you could lay down there and just stare straight up at that open night sky. And if you just kept at it long enough, you just keep seeing more and more than you could ever count. I think I've seen more stars than there are pebbles at the base of the mountain. There are numerous, and Some have stories, some have shapes. It's one of the most amazing things you can just sit back and stare up at and see absolutely nothing. But at the same time, it's just so awe-inspiring. Yeah.
They sound nice. Sure would have liked to have seen them once.
Well, if there's a way that I can show you them later, I definitely will. But
I'd like that.
it'd be
But
good.
I'm getting tired. I'm gonna
Yes, rest.
rest for a little
Take-
bit. Go keep your mother company. I'm sure that she'll chat your ears off and then some.
Oh, I please don't bring out the picture book. No worries, Dad, and don't. I'll be here when you wake up. I'm not going anywhere.
I'll see you then, son.
All right,
I love you, Beldis.
love you, Dad. Kiss him on the forehead and get up and leave the room and hope there's not a photo album.
Ooh, high or low?
Oh no. High, because low ones work terrible for Rue.
You're lucky.
Oh, thank God.
There is no picture book.
I would like to think that I have the little drawing that Sefri did that I got in the first episode.
Yep.
And that I've got that on the table and I'm pointing to the different family members and I'm like, and this one she just sneaks everywhere and I'm a little worried that she's going to have a bad influence from one of our party members, but sweetheart. This one never stands still ever. I mean, it's just wild, but just, like strong kid, just strong in every way, and just describing them and like telling stories and, asking like, which, was Beldis more, a shy kid or talk to everybody kid or, so that's kind of what we're in the middle of.
Oh, of course. And she answers everything with equal gusto. You're not entirely certain that she has ever stopped thinking of Beldis as a child. To a degree, is no matter how old and how big his beard is, he will always be that little whiskered boy that she raised. And she kind of pulls the kettle off and pours a cup of tea for you, for Beldis, for herself, and then an additional fourth one. She kind of dollops some honey in each, and kind of pushes one to you, pushes one to an empty seat, and kind of motions for Beldis to join you. And well, you two have a moment. I'm gonna just put this in for your father. I'm sure he's resting, but just in case he wakes up, I'll be right back.
She showed you the mug, didn't she? I know they still have it.
It's wonderful. It's amazing. It's the sweetest thing.
It was the only thing I could actually make in that entire sculpting class.
Well, it was a beautiful mug. You did a very good job on them. Is it one of the ones where they kind of pre-made all the mugs and then you just wrote your... I mean
that was the class, and you think that'd be easy, but somehow I screwed up 3 of them. It's just... I'm not even sure I made this one. I think the teacher just took pity on me and just like finished it up for me. I mean,
I feel that might be like especially shameful for a dwarf. So
we all have our skills, and mine was definitely not pottery.
Not that one. But then they kept it anyway.
Absolutely.
Of course they did.
Of course.
Did it go okay?
It went well enough. I mean, not as I envisioned things were going to happen when we walked in, but at the same time, I didn't expect to talk to statues this morning. So You know, it's been a day, but that's why there's tomorrow.
How are you?
Good looking.
You know what I was asking.
I know, and I don't know if I have a better answer right now.
Fair enough.
It's
And how is he?
advanced.
Sorry to hear that.
It's I now I have to wonder what happens to him next, because is he gonna be awake, alive? I
Locked away, but still there.
locked. Yeah. Is that better? Worse?
Yes, because you can bring someone back who's locked away. And we're going to bring them back.
I hope so.
I believe it. I believe it with all my soul.
I'm sure Karis right now is probably knocking on someone's door, desperately trying to get into some library to find information to do that. And yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah, it'll be interesting. Great discoveries.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You've helped a lot.
I
You're-
drank tea and talked about my kids. I mean, I did make sure that you showed up here and didn't, like, lose your nerve, and that's pretty much why I came along.
And that's why you're the strongest rock here. You're that anchor that's keeping me from just running away, I think, at this moment. It's I'd probably be finding an excuse to be somewhere else right now if I knew you weren't going to just drag me here, possibly forcefully.
Like an anchor does.
Well, yeah.
Thank you. I think we're both anchors in our own ways, for each other and for the rest.
We say that, yet we let them run off and go do God knows what.
I mean, sometimes you can't contain it. Sometimes you just
No.
have to let them do their thing. I'm telling you, you've seen me with my kids. Karis is brilliant. Karis is brilliant, but up in the air, right?
Yeah.
And Golineth is kinder than he wants to be known as, but in the back, right? Hiding, in the way that they should, but in the back. And Rue is barely contained to fire.
Can I be honest? Rue terrifies
No, lie to me. No.
Okay. Rue is totally trustworthy, and I have no.
It was a joke. I try. I'm not very good with the jokes. I made an effort. I will no more jokes. Yeah, Rue terrifies you. Why?
I mean, just that there is some deep-seated anger, I think, in there. I think Rue spent way too much time in the wrong kitchen, and just the idea that Rue would probably pull a knife on somebody for no good reason prematurely. It's.
I think Rue's lonely.
Could be.
Golineth too.
Yeah. But
I may be an anchor, if you say, but you have the spirit. You keep your soul out where everyone can see, and that draws everyone in.
Yeah, I guess. Take a big old sip of the tea, and
isn't it good with the honey?
it is. Everything's good with the honey.
That works. That's okay. Good point. That's true. But particularly good with the honey. I'm gonna leave some for your mom.
I appreciate that. Are you comfortable enough in that chair?
Oh no, I'm incredibly uncomfortable. I was trying to hide it, but this is quite uncomfortable. Worth it, but uncomfortable.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you're just, I don't know. We'll figure that out later.
Do we know where everyone else is? I guess we could stay here until they message us, sending some kind of something.
I mean, if they need us, they'll get a hold of us. I think Rue's done
That's
it
true.
before. Yeah.
If they need
yeah.
us, they'll get a hold of us. It's a good point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I can handle sitting here for a while longer. I think you should spend longer with your family. Or I can go somewhere and you can spend longer with your family. Like I'll go across the street, and if you try to run, I'll just like push you back in.
No, you can stay. That's an interesting idea, though. But no, that's.
I was about to ask your mom if there was a photo album, drawing album. I guess there's no photos in this drawing album.
Yeah, the portrait photo.
Portrait album.
I mean, I'm sure they're no, nothing at all. No, definitely no. Hopefully, please.
Come on, we have to. Your most embarrassing story. We have to ask her your most embarrassing. We gotta,
Do we have to? No, we don't have to.
I have to ask. You have to listen.
I bought your kids breakfast the other day.
You're calling in that favor right now. Right? Are you sure?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, but no guarantee that she won't decide to tell me on her own.
We cannot control her.
Can't control who? What? What now?
Well, what I was saying was that I was agreeing not to ask you the most embarrassing
Tea is
story
so great, Mom.
about Belden. That I wasn't guaranteeing that you wouldn't tell me.
This is fantastic.
See how I didn't ask? I didn't ask.
With you both talking, it's real hard for me to understand.
Perfect.
And we're gonna pan the camera out to Karis. Let me get our nice little music change. Karis. The gates, the eagle kind of clasps, shut down, closing magically as if animated onto the handles, and the doors open. 2 guards step out. They are wearing these white, ornate porcelain masks carved in the shape of a fox and an eagle, with elaborate ornate reds and golds painted on to accentuate the features, each one carrying with them a glaive. Clearly magical. With your detect magic, these things are enchanted. And they look at you for a moment, and without saying a word, they both motion inward. Before them is a set of stairs. They are pearly white, leading about 40 feet down, where it opens up into a doorway that again have 2 more guards with one with like a bear, one with a jaguar. They open up the second door. As you you are muted.
She just looks around. That's not what she expected after she was, identifying the door, and then they just open. It's like, oh, well, that's nice. And she sort of like gives a little dip, and she'll start walking down the stairs to the next set of doors. Like, oh, that's convenient. Delightful.
As you exit past the second set of doors, you are escorted in silence by an additional 2 guards. These are not dwarves. It's hard to distinguish what race they are. They have kind of cloaks thrown over to, cover their ears, and are dressed in these dark vestments covered with like plate that is ornate and mithril made. And there are doors, much like the one at the front, every 200 or so feet as they lead you down this impossibly long corridor. and then finally they stop at a open door, and you can hear the sounds of two familiar dwarves talking and looking around. And as you are kind of escorted to this door to look in, it is, to describe in arcane speech, this is, and what you could assume any one of these doors is a dragon's hoard worth of knowledge. It is more than value in gold. It is history.
We're in the restricted archives.
Yeah.
That's what I am. The real heavy restricted, super special, most excellent pieces of history and knowledge and learning. They're all kept in the safest of vaults, in the safest of places, in the deepest of places.
Yep. And
I don't
there-
remember.
Yeah. So you walk in, and above you is the bones of a creature you have never seen before. It is strung up like at a museum, in a prediction of what it looked like mid-flight. It is a two-headed dragon-esque being with a fin-like tail, like a goldfish. And there are spiraling bookcases in the corners. The room is like 400 feet by 400 feet, but it looks so much longer and so much bigger, and you could suppose that there are magical enchantments that this may be as infinitely big as they need, and as small
Unfolded
as...
space.
Yes. And
What's going on here?
there are gyros and gears and cranks, and there are astrolobes. There are maps of places that don't exist. And you're not entirely sure if they were drawn by someone who was a madman or drawn by someone who experienced something different. Or something before, something after. There are cases that contain weapons, daggers, wands, staffs. There are trees and plants that are set in like small little sections of dirt that are species of flower that you have literally never seen or heard of. They have been lost or perhaps found and then moved here. And you see about 300 feet from you, down several aisles, the two dwarves, and there is this draped mirror that is seemingly covered at the moment, and they're standing before it. Do you speak Dwarvish?
I don't think so.
Just Kara speak Dwarvish. Come on, you know.
She has comprehend languages, which when she notices they're speaking Dwarven, she's gonna just turn that on.
All right. You hear. Do we pull it off, or should we keep it up? I'm uncertain of what we really should do. If it is as threatening as we believe, perhaps not touching it is the best at all. But we must test that it is not active. And... oh, that's not the music I wanted!
Steal it!
And they begin to reach for the blanket, kind of covering it, and they pull it away. And it falls. This mirror is different than the one you and your party found in the Plane of Bones. The ornate ridges and jewelry are black wood. Like roots or bones coming from the ground, they lead up to a stand where the mirror is poised over. However, unlike the mirrors of the past, this is not a silvered surface, almost mercurial. This is black. but it holds that mercurial quality almost a bit. And they look at it for a moment, and okay. For a moment, they each take a step towards it. Then another. And then they stop. And they look at each other. And you hear, something's wrong.
Hello. I'm back. She's having trouble. She's at, I guess, the beginning. She's walking towards them. It is really hard for Karis. There's so much going on that she's extremely interested in, but she's like constantly going like, focus, focus. We're here for a reason, like, focus. And she's like snapping to herself and sort of like muttering as she's like walking down. And she's constantly going like, ooh, and like rubbernecking for a minute. And she's like, no. Yes, hello. So we were in the hall with the statues of your people. They aren't quite statues, funnily enough. And she's gonna come over to the table. We should probably cover that up for now, but quite related, probably related. Okay. Focus.
What do you slow
Let me
slow
start
down.
let me start at the beginning. So we went to the hall. Our friend Beldis was showing us some of the people he came to talk to receive comfort when he would come here. And he got the idea to use the spell dream walking. And he was able to walk in the dreams of the statues. And was able to converse in a way, at least as he related to me. The person that he met in the dreamscape, the person whose dream he entered, was a great mind of the past. And she quickly goes, wait a second, and flips open her notes, because she took notes during this. She's like, and this is why I take notes, it's very important. Okay, right. So we figured that they're not actually dead in any way. They are suspended. They're trapped in this stone form. They are dreaming. They're there. You can even hear them if you listen very closely. But in the dream, this dwarven man talked about in the long ago when this started, that there were many planes and and peace, and the starless ones from beyond existence devoured gods and worlds. They were living entropy and left nothingness in their wake. And Anarion, our last god, fashioned strings from existence to hold these starless ones in place. And they spoke of what came for you and your people. And this curse, it's not a curse. This was your people's attempt to stop this entropy. This thing that I've been finding everywhere, this blackness, this darkness. I believe it's these starless ones. And this curse is not a curse, but a spell meant to make you more concrete material, like these strings of pure existence, to keep them back. Beldis encountered a darkness, something chasing him in the dream, that the dreamer told him to leave, to escape from. Those who have been turned to stone are possibly somewhat successful in their attempt to hold back whatever it is, but it does require they, turn to stone. But it's not a curse. It's definitely connected to that, and she points to the mirror.
It is
and
still
all the others.
It is not covered. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Cool. Huzzah. Let's see here.
Oh God, I don't like that.
Oh, hooray! My wisdom's actually really really high. I love that. Okay, so dirty 20.
All right, that is not
Nice.
sufficient.
Ah!
DC is a 25.
Ah!
Yeah.
No.
Yikes. I
So-
tried, everyone.
Karis,
I sure did try.
the only reason these two were able to save is they're both clerics. They rolled a 20 and a 19.
Yeah, they're fine. They're clerics. I was a wizard.
You look at this mirror, at the almost like ichor that is covering it, and it catches your eye. That's different. That's worth noting, right? I wonder what that's about. You feel these thoughts kind of funnel in your head for a moment, and you begin to peer longer and longer. You don't even feel that first footstep towards it, nor the second, nor the third. But you do hear something. And I'm going to post the lines before I play it for you all. Just let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Bone and sand. To far off lands. Our flesh are puppets on marionette strings.
You feel another step. You feel the two dwarves tugging at your wrist, but it doesn't seem to sink in. Your foot brushes the door.
Run far and wide from lidless, unblinking eyes. You cannot hide. So hold and wait. We're coming through. Our masters say to come get you.
You know
It's
what?
fine. It's fine.
You feel the first brush of your fingers, the silver mercurial sphere of glass that had entered your left hand touches the mirror first. Roll me a d100. This is a heroic moment.
I believe that's a 47.
A 47. For Karis, what would heaven look like?
Quite frankly, a lot like the place that she just entered. Endless archives of incredible, wondrous things with lighting and space and just an endless amount of time to put towards learning and experiencing. And so there would be things that would help you do all of those things, to study, to experience, to learn.
Okay.
It's like the most fly college of extreme magical learning that you could possibly imagine. Possibly nice and sparkling, clean, well lit, that kind of thing. But like very just high academia vibes.
Who does Karis most wish to see again? Is it someone that is no longer living? Someone very far away? I think I have one, but if you'd like to suggest one, I'm more than happy.
Damn, I almost want to hear yours because I'm curious. So I'm gonna do that. What do you think?
Okay.
I'm gonna roll with it.
Sure. you see this vast library, this collection of swirling astrolobes of the various planes, this map room of astrology as you're surrounded by stars and books, and there are sections quartered off like hours on a clock, each one dedicated to a different arcane purpose of study. And you see 3 of your students. You see a tiefling with pink bubblegum skin with 2 horns that have little star earrings hanging that she borrowed from you once and never gave back, with bright black pupilless eyes and a toothy smile. She's standing there in the same robes you last saw her in. She has this dark hair that kind of is tossed over her shoulder in a ponytail. And there are 2 others. A young Assyrian with bushy red hair, a thin mustache, and a lanky body, and the expression of, I should have stayed home today. And the third, with a warm smile and a bright grin, dressed in blue robes and standing about 6'2". One of the original teachers you had learning magic when you first started. He stands there. Well, come on in, Karis. You're just about ready for my lecture today. I thought you weren't coming.
Is there any point where I feel like this is too good to be true, or is this part of the compulsion? Like, I feel like, nope, perfectly normal. There's nothing wrong.
This is perfectly normal. You never directly saw any of these 3 individuals die. Like, wizard stuff. They could be in... they could be in the same place. Except maybe their ages don't match up, and you definitely know for a fact that people have told you 1 or 2 of them are dead. But that's nagging. That's not a...
That doesn't seem like important stuff.
Yeah.
No, that seems like details.
Yeah, weirder things happen.
It's probably just rumors that they were wrong about anyway. It's fine.
And you...
I'm gonna walk in and be like, oh yeah, it's great.
And you step in through past the mirror, feeling the mercurial substance drip over you. It is cold. And now we're going to change the music. And as soon as you pass that curtain, you see the faces of your students turn gaunt. You can hear the screams as they burn alive in the war. You can hear the curses and the screaming and the spellcasting. You can hear the fireballs exploding, the screams of soldiers. Soldiers that you helped train. You taught them to be warriors and convinced them they were going to be okay. You see eagles with elven archers on top of them falling to the ground dead like rain. You see a forest on fire and cities torn asunder by the very ground. All because the magics that the Assyrian Empire wields and the world wields. You see your instructor, someone no one ever really knew what happened to him. He is gaunt, his flesh desiccated, mummified, and he looks at you with green, fell eyes. We have so much to talk about. And he reaches to his right, and that ichor from the mirror swirls like a slug to the ground below him, above his palm, and a staff of bones rises. Have a seat. Class is in session. And now we are going to hop back to Ruin Golanath.
At the end of Rue's turn, she would have told Galanath to, hey, Galanath, run! I'll catch up.
That's not going to happen.
Hey, squad, we got a crit. You guys might need it.
Yeah, maybe. Alright, so Golanath was last in the order. That brings us to our good old friend the dwarf. Maybe a dwarf.
Oh, no. Galanath had Rue with
Oh,
last.
you're right. Yes, you're right.
But,
Because
You
you
will have
guiding,
an-
bolted, and then
Yeah.
moved.
you'll have advantage on an attack if you'd like, because they're lit up. But you can also run.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to say to Rue after she tells me to run, not a chance. And I'm just going to say, you run. Seriously. And I am going to... move here. I think that's right. Yep. All right, that's right. And you say I've got advantage?
Yep.
That gives me sneak attack.
Yep.
I am going to take the dagger of venom and hurl it right at the dwarf's head.
Yes.
All right, so. Oh my god, that's fucking awful.
Oh,
I'm gonna
no.
use my crit.
Okay, you're gonna
Use the
a
crit!
I rolled a 3 and a 1. I'm using the crit.
Okay.
Oh wait, yeah, no, that's a 1. Oh my god, I rolled 6-sided dice. Hold on, back up. I'm so.
Okay.
Ah! Okay.
It's been 2 weeks, folks. It's been 2
It's
weeks.
2 weeks.
Oh,
We're under a lot of stress.
17 and a 4
It's 21.
plus 7 to hit.
28
No,
to
no,
hit, you will hit.
17, that hits. So that's a 1d4 plus 3 for the initial damage.
Okay.
All right, so that's 4. Then I've got 5d6. I need to write this down. This is going to get tricky. 4.
Rogues.
Okay,
Rogues.
6,
Rogues.
10, 12 for the 14 for the 5d6. Then it's a plus 2d10. Hold on. There's a thing. DC 15 Constitution save.
Okay, let me make that save for him. That is a 17 plus 1, 18.
Yeah, no, it saves. Do they take half?
I think for Dagger of Venom, I think it's halved.
Okay, so that's 7 and 5.
Alright.
That was at 12
halved, got it, yep.
to 6. That's 24.
Okay, 24 damage.
Yep. And
Does that
then
include your
I.
sneak attack?
Oh, yes.
And
that
is
was
it double
5d6 for the
the
sneak.
crit?
No, it wasn't. All right, so I don't double, or do I double the 2d10? That was
The poison you won't double, but you can double everything
okay. I
else.
thought so. That was 14 and 4, 18, 36, and then whatever the that was, so 36.
Yep.
Plus 6,
42.
42.
42. Alright. That means I have to make one roll, and you know what? I'm gonna use my 1d6 for this roll.
Bonus action dash.
Twimmer away.
Away.
Okay. Alright. So I need a 18 Constitution saving throw to not die.
Ooh.
Don't do it.
That is a 13
Plus?
Oh,
1,
no.
so that's 14, and I have the 1d6 that I am
1d6?
going to use for, because I did the recap. And that is a 3, which is not enough. How do you do this?
Oh my god, I look at Rue. And may I serve this to you?
You see the dagger of venom spin on edge for a split second. I think you see in the ice the glint of the silver blade, and then suddenly it's just embedded in between the eyes of this creature. And it takes a step forward, then stops, then reaches up. This is only a setback. And then they fall flat on their face.
Don't love that.
Oh. I just look at Rue and I'm like, well, run!
Yeah. And Rue's gonna touch Golnath and cast greater invisibility. Just go! Go!
I am!
I'm small. I'll find a way out.
All right, the two of you exit the room at a little bit different times, but relatively the same time. Entering into that main entryway, you see a body on the floor of one of the guests who had been at the counter talking to one of the individuals. And out of the individuals behind the counter, the 3 dwarves you didn't really deal with are standing there. Their eyelids and eyes are leaking black ichor. Their mouth and jaw has come unhinged, and torrents of the ichor are just dripping down. They look at you, and the two, well, they don't see Golnath, but Rue, you see them look at you, and they begin to kind of climb over the counter towards you on all fours. You're able to get out the door and slam it behind you before they catch you, and you hear them hitting the door as you hit the streets. The streets are in panic. You hear people going every which way. There are some guards in combat in this district, a few streets off. You don't know with what or what's going on. All you know is you need help. You see the elven woman. She's holding her side, and she's about 20 feet. She's kind of leaning against a wall, and you see blood dripping from her side. And she's holding a wound. You see one of the dwarves, in like a pile of ichor, dead at her feet. It is smoldering with char. And she looks at the two of you. I think we have a bit of a problem.
Rue is. Can you dual cast message, or I guess send it back to back? Yeah, or sending, yes.
You can take an action, cast sending, then you can take another action and cast sending.
Yeah.
If you'd like, yeah.
It's basically just gonna be the same thing on repeat to Maggie and Karis. Like, everything's fucking fucked out here. We're in trouble. Darkness, blood, ooze, guts. Get the fuck. And she will go and try to heal this thing. This elven woman.
Let's see. I need you to roll D100 for the message to Karis.
42.
Karis, you hear this message. You do get this message. And you can respond. But why would you want to?
Oh shit.
Maggie, if you would like to respond first,
Yeah,
while Karis
so
thinks of what they want to say.
I feel like right before I get this message, it's something along the lines of, how do you think Karis is doing? Right, and then I'm like, get that, and I go, we need to go. Something happened to Rue. We have to go. Something about blood, and I just, now. Bye, everybody. Bye, Bolus's parents. We're going now.
I'm taking this.
I guess we're gonna. I'll be back.
Yeah. I'll make sure he comes back.
Bye, and
And we run. Actually, I think, do the giant eagle thing and get us much faster. So I'm gonna like.
Do I climb aboard or you just grab me? What? Faka? Okay.
Oh man, I didn't roll any saves for. I'm assuming Fakal was somewhere safe outside.
Yeah, no, I thought Fakal was like back at the
Yeah, back at
hotel or
base.
the inn or something. Yeah.
Pet
Children.
plot armor.
Yeah, pet
Pet
plot
plot
Absolutely.
armor.
Fakal was
Yeah.
enjoying their nice day.
Yeah, no, I thought that was already
Warming
canon from the
themselves in
last one.
room.
It
They got to
was, it
stay
was.
there, have some mice, you know.
It is canon because Magoogliet is also there.
Yep.
Because
Right.
I love
Magoogliet
that
got
I'm
locked in
like-
the room.
I'm like zooming through the halls of this dwarven like cave
Yeah.
as a big eagle. Like I can't go very high.
No, you can't.
This is another entangle choice.
Just kicking up dust, knocking over statues.
Yeah, an eagle just sorry, but it comes out as
I think you
Sorry.
can get above the streets to like maybe like 45 feet ish. Might be a fair amount. You can dodge most of the places. You're like maybe Valdis's feet touch a few of the houses. He's like running on like the roofs. Karis.
So I get this message. I clearly hear it.
Yep.
But for some reason, it does not elicit any sort of emergency in me to respond.
I mean, you can respond to it if you feel like that would. I feel like the magic of and the grandeur of what lured you in here is kind of ruined at this moment. Is
Exactly. Like, I
oh,
feel like
I've
that's
been
broken. The
bamboozled.
lure is broken
Yes.
at this point, right?
But you don't have any desire to leave. I will say that.
That's neat. I'm trapped in a mirror. Please call back later. Beep. That's what Karis's mind has done at this point.
Is that what Karis says?
That is what
That's a
Karis's
great
mind
question.
is responding on her behalf, and she's basically gone into like 404 error does not compute mode, probably.
Yeah, I will-
So she
no,
did respond with the I'm trapped in a mirror facing a fell ghost of a person who's supposed to be dead. Please try again later.
How
Beep.
generous do I want to be? Highs or lows? Karis.
Lows?
Okay. I guess not that generous tonight.
I guess.
No.
This has worked out for us 1 out of 5 times. I would just like to point out.
I know. Hey, you had a 50-50 chance. Room. The response you get is in Karis's voice. Everything's fine. I'm just checking out the mirrors. It's really interesting. You should really come look at it sometime. I think there's a lot we could learn here. I think there's a way we could solve everything.
Can I insight that?
I mean, if you'd like. I'll roll a deception check.
Oh, that's not great.
Oh, what'd you roll? It's a beat of 17.
No, it's a 7.
Do you have a crit still? I don't
Do
think
you want
used
to
it.
use one of your crits?
I mean, I burned my last crit. I don't know.
Ah, feels good to bully players sometimes. For plot reasons.
All right.
Yeah, no, it sounds like Karis. She must have found something important.
Rue will just yell out because she does not know where Galanath is. Assuming they're close by. Said, Galanath, it sounds like fucking Karis has figured out this whole mirror thing. But I mean, bigger fish. And she goes to heal the person that
Yes,
we were in
to
the
heal,
blah blah blah.
God, this is what I get for having...
Started with a D. Starts with a D.
Yeah, this is what I get for having 3 different documents.
There's some L's.
Galanath.
I remembered properly this time.
I'm gonna hit him with a level 2 cure wounds for 7. Wait, no. 7 plus 4, 11.
Who was that for?
That was
the
Dindrella.
Andrella.
Yeah, the bank the teller that didn't attack us?
Yeah, the one that has no idea what is going on.
I just came into work today.
Yeah.
Just trying to get a paycheck.
I came to work, realized I was working for like shadow people. I don't know, man.
As soon as he or Bruce sent sending, wouldn't that have dropped the concentration on the greater invisibility?
Sending
me?
is not a concentration spell.
Yeah,
Okay, sweet.
It lasts
All right,
for
so-
1 minute though.
Yeah.
So I
you
don't
are
know
still invisible for
how
a minute.
time goes.
Goloneth, do you lead out or do you wait for Rue to leave first? Because
I would have paced Rue with my dash
okay,
at 25 foot.
okay. Roll me a perception check real quick. I want to see if there's one thing you'll notice.
Okay. All right. I possibly do. 19 on the die plus 5 for 24.
All right. So the door that was shut behind the tellers is open. Probably opened in the Scrabble where these three dwarves and, you know, the fighting kind of took place once the goose was out of the proverbial bag. There is a doorway beyond this doorway, but it is almost like a mirror, but is so hard to make out at the quick look.
Okay.
As the door shuts behind you and Rue.
Are you talking about the door to where the dwarf is that...
So it's inside that building, but
Feels-
in the first room there's a side room, which is where you are, but in the back room where he and Dindrell had their conversation then come out, it is past that room. So you can see into that room, and then it is on the far side.
Is there any further immediate danger besides the site of the slaughter in the room that I am now in? Because I've got...
So in the room that you first left,
Yeah.
the one with the dead dwarf, no threat. In the room that you exited in that main lobby, 3 threats.
Rue is still behind me, so I'm going to turn back and I'm just going to say to Rue, "My dagger!"
Yeah?
Yeah! And then I'm going back for the dagger.
All right.
Who's just gonna repeat, bigger fucking fish.
All right. How are you doing this? Are you going through a window? There is no window. I shouldn't even say that. You've got to go through the door. These things are kind of clambering up against it at the moment.
Oh, I thought that... Oh, shit. So I'm still in combat, potentially.
Well, you're invisible, so, you know, you could cause, like, a distraction, or you could actually...
Gollineth wouldn't abandon Rue, though.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
that's
abandon.
true. Yeah, and Rue kind of got out of there.
Yeah, so no, I'm going to stick with Rue. Once Rue yells out for me, I'm going to be right beside Rue, and I'm just going to, like, see that door that was open now that wasn't open then? We've got to go back. And my dagger.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I delivered that very calm, but this is a very tense situation. Sometimes I just shut down. But yeah, we got to get the fuck back in there, because we had like a smoke monster, a black blood monster, and hey, how are you doing, by the way, Deanne?
Donatello? Well, to be quite honest, I'm a little bit frazzled. I didn't start my day thinking I was going to get attacked by whatever the fuck that was. But, you know what? It's okay. It's alright. If you need to get back in there, let me help. Whatever they're doing, I'm not part of. I didn't know any of this. I knew things were weird here, but I didn't think it was that weird. I knew...
Do I believe her?
Roll an insight check.
How much do you make a year?
Oh, yeah, no, 8 on the die plus 1.
8 on the die seems pretty sincere.
Okay.
I mean, also backed up with her actions during the fight, like, fairly reasonable enough to assume that if she was with them, she would have just turned on you.
Would she, though?
Unless she was for a third party, which, you know, then it's
I
anyone's
trust no
game.
one.
Nobody knows about that.
I trust no one!
I don't even trust myself.
Even
My
Rue's
crazy
suspect.
conspiracy theory is she was a Harper undercover trying to or Harper equivalent undercover trying to suss out this nonsense. Literally, we've done more of her job in one day, one interaction. She's done the whole time she's been there.
Hey, that's what adventurers are for. They do it in the least subtle way. Like, if you want something done in a subtle way, you hire a Harper. If you want something just blown out of proportion, you hire adventurers. She looks over there. Well, if you need to get back in there, I can't. Let me get some rest. I have some spells that could help.
And I was just going to say, Rue, do you think we should maybe contact our buddies or something? Maybe get a little help over here? I mean, I'm sure we can handle it ourselves, but, you know, if we could make it easier for ourselves,
Yeah,
thinking we should.
No, we should absolutely get the fuck out of here. And she's gonna cast Cure Wounds on both of us. Level 2. For a hot, what is that? 11 each.
Ooh.
And yeah, let's go. Is there chaos in the street though?
Yeah.
Like,
in the district that you're in, at least, there is a level of chaos that you can hear the sounds of, like, some combat. You can hear some screams. It's pretty localized at the moment.
I'm just going to say this is fucked. Let's ditch. Let's find somewhere to hide. It's time to lay low.
I know a place.
Is it
It's
close?
every
Is it
squad.
safe?
It should be. I mean, I did the wards myself. Quick, and she starts running. Like, she's assuming you follow. As she moves.
I hold my hand out for Rue just to see if she'll take it.
yeah, she'll like climb you like Legolas climbing
yeah,
the horse
and
or something.
Exactly. She just
I
climbs
ferry
up
Rue
like a
away.
little monkey.
Yeah. And she begins running. The two of you following are easily enough able to keep up. She leads you a few streets away, like maybe like 6 side streets away, and there is this really nondescript. It's like a 1x1 shack. Not 1x1
Cozy.
shack, but like 5 foot by 5 foot. It is literally almost a door and the smallest amount of roof and sides that you could be offered. And as she walks up to it, she mutters exasperatedly a few words in Sylvan. Golnath, which I believe you speak Sylvan.
Ooh.
Probably. Maybe. Nope. Common, Elvish, and Thieves can't.
All right. And the door swings wide, and it enters into a larger room. It is what you would expect from a wizard. It is like a cushy, cozy entranceway with like a fireplace that's kind of going. There's bookcases. There's a bedroom. Then she shuts the door before any of you enter, taps the handle 3 times, and then opens it, and the layout has kind of changed. You have that comfortable entryway, but there are additional chairs, and there are extra bedrooms and extra doors, and you see like barricades and fences that are like made of brambles and thorns that are by the doorway that she kind of moves to the side as she enters, and she motions for you two to follow.
I just look at Rue and say it's much more spacious on the inside.
Yeah, this place has a real ass on it. So we've got a couple friends on the way. Can I tell them where you live?
Yes,
perchance?
one moment, and she reaches into her pocket that she can pull pretty much anything out of, and she pulls another wand, and it's different. This one is like a tube, almost that you would find at parties, and she kind of leans outside the door and launches, and you see a pyrotechnic like explosion go off of sparkles of glitter of like green and gold into the air, like 60 feet up. It's want fireworks.
Like, all right. I guess that's
Tell your friends to go towards that.
yeah. Fuck. All right. She's gonna fuck. She's gonna contact Maggie and say, "Hey, I hope you're with everyone else because this is the last thing I got. But go towards the fireworks, green and blue. Was that blue?
Green and gold, yeah. It's
Gold.
whatever color you want.
And I think I can answer even though I'm in wild shape because it's like in your head,
Mhm.
right? Okay, on our way. I don't know if fireworks are a really good idea because then everyone's going to know where you are, but that's okay. I'm on my way. I hope that wasn't you. I'm going to be there soon. Hope everyone's okay. Let me know if no one is.
All right.
Rule looks to Galaneth and Dolomite. They're on the way. I can't respond because I'm out of stuff.
Ugh. Wow.
Maggie, Beldis, the two of you begin to make your way towards the fireworks, reaching there within a matter of minutes, I'm going to say. And Karis.
Now people really know to look where the fireworks, like first there were fireworks, then a giant bird showed up.
Yeah. We don't even have birds here. What is this?
And,
Right?
and
There's
there's like the
nothing to
people
see
with
here.
the like black ichor coming out of their eyes. They're like, what the?
Yeah, they've got bigger worries. Like, over the course
Actually,
I will say this. Before...
should we do a coin toss to see if Rue
Or-
messages Maggie or Karis?
Oh,
Last one.
nice.
Okay.
I don't have a gram. I don't have a gram. I don't have a coin. Gram.
High or
Would you
low?
like to-
High or low?
No, what do y'all think?
I mean, it has sucked for us this whole time. So
Oh,
like,
low.
this
So let's go
time,
high. Let's go high. When
Go high?
when Graham
Alright.
goes low, we'll go high.
We'll go high.
You know, it paid off this time. That's a 14.
All right. So yes, it went to Maggie then.
Yeah, and I think Maggie was trying to say like not to attract the ichor people. If that wasn't clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so over the course of you and Beldis kind of flying towards the direction of the firework, they only send off the one, luckily. But the city becomes more and more in panic. There are, like, explosions of fires, and the issue seems to be growing. But to be said for the Dwarven military, they lock down the quarter itself that you are flying towards fairly well. You see, like, Dwarven gates slamming shut, locking the district, as Dwarven crossbowmen kind of are, like, set up on parapets, just launching arrows and quarrels at anything that kind of enters the streets at the moment, which you just kind of fly over. And, you know, you arrive at the one-by-one door, and you're able to get inside.
I have to transition out of wild shape. I imagine to get through.
It's just... Alright, Karis. That's not the one I wanted. That would have been a little bit weird. There is your mentor, or what's left of him, staring at you. You were always my star pupil. I had such hopes for you. And now you're here. Are you here to watch it all end? Or perhaps you're here to start it. I don't quite remember which way it goes. End it? Start? It's hard to keep these things all ordered. We always want things ordered. It's easy to make sense, but how can you make sense of nothing? It's nonsensical, really.
So to be clear, I'm staring at this fell animated black ichor.
I will say he
bone
doesn't.
staff
He had the
face.
ichor kind of bring him the cloak, but it doesn't look like he's dripping ichor. He is more of like a mummy. At this
Precisely.
point.
I have a mummy mentor in front of me.
Yeah.
The background is everyone I knew and liked dying in a horrible war that I was a part of.
Yep.
So it's like being on like Vietnam while the bombs are going off and the
Yep.
things are being shot. Cool, great. I just wanted to contextualize
Yep.
that
It's a lot.
for a second. Does it seem like anyone fighting around me recognizes me and my mentor? I guess in the center-ish of things as we are.
I would say no. I would say with your intelligence modifier being very high, you would pass this check very quickly. It's a DC 5. You don't see anyone reacting to you. They continue going about their events, and you could presume this is because you were not at this specific event in the material plane. You are a bystander in a echo or a recording or of a memory of what has happened. You and your mentor, neither of which who were here.
What am I starting? Or what am I ending?
That's really the question, isn't it? Can you really start preordained things? Is it starting if you don't get a choice? Perhaps the real choice is not doing it, but that's not any fun, really. But also quite impossible, I'm afraid. I don't know. Perhaps I knew once. It's hard to think, hard to keep things all organized here. And he kind of peels a piece of his flesh off and just drops it. It's all falling apart, really.
Where's here?
Here. Well, it's nowhere, everywhere, all at once, really. Every possibility, every moment, everything, every bit of existence in one spot. Infinitely compounded. Accessible yet inaccessible. An archive of everything, but nothing at the same time.
Can we leave?
Yes, you could leave. If I wanted you to.
And why am I here?
Because you don't see it. But do you think it's the eyes in your head? Should I take them out for you? Give you new ones? Perhaps a new head altogether, really. But no, I don't think you're going to leave yet.
Am I to see it or to understand it?
Yes.
Then let's get on with it, shall we? You always did love a lecture.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Nice.
So, thank you all for tuning in tonight. It has been a trip. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Graham, or Graham Crackers. This is my channel. So thank you for stopping by. But I'd like to hear some super special things from all my wonderful players tonight. Who are you? Where can we find you? And what are some cool projects you're working on, if any? And we'll start with Kari.
Huzzah. Hey everybody, it's me, Kari. I played Karis, the beautiful tiefling, wizard, this afternoon, evening, whatever time is. Is time relevant? Not really, especially not to me, stuck in a mirror. You can find me here. Or in the mirror plane, I guess. Or every Friday at about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Goldstein Investigations, where I play Israel, the Fey Pact Warlock. Half-elf Fey Pact Warlock, excuse me. You can also find me on Guild Wars 2, where I play under the player tag down there in the chat that will pop up at some point. And as for recent projects, well, I am making myself a tablecloth because the last one got a bunch of bleach all over it. So now I have to like salvage all the embroidery I did and make a new one. So that's my new project. And I'll hand it off to the next lovely person.
Bleach on an embroidered tablecloth. Not fun.
Son of a bleach.
Oh,
It's very sad, but I'm going to save it. It's going to look quilted now. It's going to be cute.
okay.
It has bees.
That's cool.
I wanted to make
You
a
did good.
chemistry joke, but it would be too basic.
Get out of here.
You know, I appreciate your acidic wit, though.
Ah,
Ooh.
oh Lord. All right, I'm gonna go.
Let's periodic table this conversation.
Hi, I'm Bob. I'm not doing the bad puns for a change. This is nice. You can find me at Twitch at Cyclor One Eye. Otherwise, projects coming up. Yeah, things brewing. Nothing substantial yet. Stay in school, kids. Keep hydrated, and don't encourage black ooze people living in shadows to. Hey, go ahead and do it. I want to see what happens. Why would you say that? Good times. Okay. And I'm going to popcorn over to Golinath.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Golinath, better known as Confounded. I am working on all kinds of projects at the moment. Not really anything on Twitch or anywhere else. More of personal stuff. I got a whole lot of photography and videography and drone work going on. So I guess follow me on my Twitter, and when that's ready to be known to the world, I'll make it known to the world. Otherwise, stay cool, you crazy cats. Meow.
I can go. I'm Jen, and thank you to everyone who did that poem. Like, that was super cool. I just that everyone who was involved in that was super awesome. Let's see. You can find me at Quixote Jen on Twitter. I am Jen Quixote on Discord if you see me around. More importantly, go to @PlayCancerAway. It's a place for connecting cancer people to other cancer people or people who've been touched by cancer in some way. And everyone who signed up for our offline games the next 3 months, you're awesome. I'm so excited you're playing with us. We're going to be doing some streaming soon. I have another project in the works. When I know when it's going to air, I'll tell you more about it. And I just finished a Monster Hearts campaign that got started over the summer. It was a 6-7 session, and we couldn't finish the last session. And this amazing group of people managed to schedule a time 4 months after our second to last session and finish it. And they're so talented. I want you to go check it out for their amazing role playing on Eviscerate, which is spelled Eva Cerate because I am used to Spanish. And go to that, or go to her YouTube and see the whole thing, because that cast was just amazing.
It was a great show.
So, yeah, right. It was really, it was lovely. And thank you everyone who came and watched today and gave us stuff. Us, not Graham. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Adam, and I'm Islamas everywhere, mostly. I will be here every other Tuesday, and then doing a Monster of the Week campaign. TBD if we're gonna stream or do anything with it. The biggest of teasers. I don't know what we're doing, but it's gonna be fun.
And hey everybody, my name is Graham. Firstly, super super special shout outs tonight. Firstly, thank you, Steven at the Bad DM, for doing the editing work with all those wonderful voice actors who, are fans of our show and fans of our channel that wanted to be involved. Now, as for the super special, awesome voice actors, we have Bo, or the dorky teacher, and Mitch, Mitch D, who recorded a lovely, lovely clip together. Then we have Joe Hurl, our favorite, and Anik, our favorite person from across the pond. All of them are super fantastic. You should definitely check out all of them. They'll definitely be on the channel at some point, so you'll just have to keep an eye out. But honestly, it is wonderful to, get them involved in even a small way, because it makes all the difference. My name is Graham. I am the owner of the channel. You can find me here every Tuesday at either 7:30 or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, where I DM Shards of Anarion and Anarion's Rest, where I get to torture my friends and make them love me for it. So that's my treat of the week. Probably next week you'll see the players bully me, because I can never roll concisely over 15 in that game. But outside of that, you can find me every Friday here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard playing Gaheris Nervos, the tiefling Oath of Conquest paladin, who may or may not desperately want to fight a dragon and keeps finding cheap imitation knockoffs of dragons to fight.
And you can find him rolling crits against us. And this week,
You can. I roll a lot of crits because I don't want to roll them, because I know I won't. But actually, I rolled 3 crits tonight, I'll have you know. And I chose to only use 2 of those. But outside of that, you can find me on various other channels sometimes. I don't have a lot of stuff in the works at the moment because I am sick, and also because my work gets crazy around this time of the year. But shortly, if you keep an eye at Graham Crackers 1, again, that is Graham Crackers, like here, with a 1, on Twitter, in the next upcoming months, I will be opening up some casting calls for DMs that want to have their own show on the channel. So, if that is you or something you're interested in, we'll be holding DM auditions, as well as the next month, once we have kind of figured out what DM we want, we'll be opening up player casting for upcoming games. New friends to make on the internet and make memories with, because that is what our channel is all about. So, it has been an absolute delight having you all here, watching us. So I hope that you, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, have a wonderful night, and stay healthy, stay happy, and we'll be back soon. So goodbye for now. We're gonna sign off, but love you lots.
Also, hide the shave razor from your kids if they decide to shave their head randomly in the evening hours.
Oh no!